Hi, I'm Sam Gordon. I'm the founder of KAN Tulum. I started off with pretty humble beginnings with our very hard working class family. I went to school, but I wasn't a big school fan. I always wanted to be in the Air Force. And as I left school, I started out on building sites and learning the tricks of the trade on different sites and working for my dad and my uncles and kind of learning the whole build process from the very beginning of my work, or my career life, if you like. Then I had a little short stint in the Air Force where I learned about telecommunications and IT, but then decided to leave due to the Iraq War and something that I fully didn't believe in, to be honest. So managed to get my way out of the Air Force and came back and started working for my dad. Initially we were working with a lot of stone material, a lot of stone masonry, a lot of stone tiles, and doing a lot of foyers, a lot of kitchen areas, a lot of worktops, a lot of bathrooms. And I started to learn masonry, tiling, bathroom fitting, and just any sort of finishing in the construction world. Masonry, and particularly tiling of natural stone materials, I still put it down as the number one for accuracy required in the construction industry. And the reason I say this is because it's such a brittle material, and if you get it right, you're working to millimeters. You're not working with any tolerances. If you've got a 0.5 millimeter lip, as we call it in the industry, it's visible. We used to do something called the coin test when we'd lay these big foyer floors, slide a coin across it, and it would, if it caught, it was not correct. If it caught on any of the edges. So the accuracy and the attention to detail that actually taught me going through my career as I moved into running a stonemasonry company and a bathroom store, contracts director, and then moving over and starting my own business over here at KAN Tulum, where I took all the skills that I'd learned for 25 years in the construction industry, my eye to detail, and then started to develop KAN Tulum. When I initially arrived here, I wanted to just do what every other developer's doing and build apartments. Back then it was really booming for 1-2 bedroom apartments. It was really, really easy. So I purchased some land with a friend of mine, and we worked from there. But then when we actually started to develop, we actually walked on the land and realized that we were going to be responsible for deforestation. Deforestation is something that, where I come from in England, we don't really, don't really understand it. And when you see a place like Tulum growing so quick, you really realize the problem. So rather than sell the land, because whoever was going to buy it, obviously they're going to buy it and do a very similar thing, because this area is growing tenfold. So we decided to actually learn about sustainability, working and learning with sustainable materials and what materials are suited to the area and what works. KAN is kind of made up with two major materials, concrete being the base of everything here, because it is a hurricane place. First of all, I'll touch on why we built out of concrete and steel, a lot of rebar in these buildings, and how we work with airflow. Super important in an area that has hurricanes is you consider the flow of air. What we have is above and below the buildings, we actually have the buildings are raised, and then around the buildings the air can flow completely, so you don't actually create any wall when a hurricane hits. Second to that, all the fronts of the buildings are hurricane glass, so it's actually pretty cool to watch a hurricane because you can actually see it, and you can lay in your bed in some of the rooms and actually watch a hurricane because the glass is completely hurricane proof. So that's another thing. Second to that is bamboo. All the buildings are surrounded in bamboo. Our entrance area, the tops of our restaurant, our spa, they're all made of bamboo. And the reason we did this is because of the flexibility, number one. It's as strong as steel. And they're even experimenting nowadays with a material called bamboo steel, which is made from a resin and the fibers of bamboo, because it's that strong, it's that versatile, and it's that flexible. It has the loading capacity of a piece of steel from tip to toe. I'm a huge fan of bamboo. Again, in a hurricane-prone area, it's really, really important we consider this sort of thing. We've been through 4 hurricanes and 2 tropical storms. Tropical storms felt worse than the hurricanes But in all that time, less than $1,000 of damage, and that was because we had a 2.5-ton tree land on one of our massage suites. The massage suite's made of bamboo, and it bounced and it stayed up there. So the damage that was caused was just on the actual roof itself. None of the actual structure made of bamboo was damaged at all. It just took a week of cutting it up to kind of take it down. So it was a tree that snapped rather than any of our structures, which showed that our construction process is actually true to what we say it is, hurricane proof. Projects I've got coming up right now, a project called IKTAN, which is a super important project where I've been working for many years with a group called Tulum, who are developing some of the most important land in Tulum, which is just back behind the beach road. IKTAN sits in South Tulum being an area which kind of starts around Arca, if you know Tulum itself, but it's on the beach road and then comes back, set in the area south. South Tulum is a kind of the highest end area. It's where the really boutique, beautiful hotels such as Nomadi, Casamalca, B Tulum and Panamera all are, and then some amazing restaurants. We have an office there. IKTAN is a project of 198 lots. It's got the most beautiful cenotes, 3 cenotes, and it also has and will be building a lagoon club on Nopalitos, which is the most beautiful lagoon in the whole of Tulum. It's absolutely stunning. It's almost like being in the Maldives. You don't realise, because it's this huge lagoon with these really bright blue colours, and it's nowhere else like it in the world. We will be building there a lagoon club. I'll be designing and building all the amenities, the restaurant. My team will also be selling and moving lots in there, and then we'll be designing some villas. Every lot will only have single family homes, so villas essentially. So there'll be eventually 198 villas. The sustainable processes there are very strong because we created them, and it needs to be signed off by the project itself. So there's no getting round and kind of changing, how do we put it, with payments under the table. There's no way of actually changing the rules, breaking the rules as such. So it gives us that opportunity to really protect that area, only build on 30%, protect all the green areas, and just have this incredible state of stunning homes which are actually zoned correctly with correct building materials in the most prestige area of the whole of Tulum.